Stay just like that, with the light exactly like that. That's great. My name is Seth Resnick. I'm a photographer based in Miami Beach. That's good. That's really nice. I'm a partner in a company called D65. D65 is an education company. We run workshops on digital workflow. I am a partner in Pixel Genius. Pixel Genius does plugins for Photoshop. I consult with Adobe on Lightroom and Photoshop. Perfect. As a photographer, I create images that reflect an artistic feel or look. To make this happen, I need to have control over the color. So in the big picture, we refer to this concept of color management. Color management starts even before we shoot, and it goes all the way through capture, goes all the way through processing, and follows right on through to output. Take away any one element, and you don't have a complete color management. The ColorChecker Passport is giving me one more tool that adds to both creativity, control, and continuity in that process of color management. Let me just do one more. Photograph a card, doesn't even have to fill the entire frame. They, in essence, hit a button, export, a profile is built behind the scenes. There's literally nothing more the photographer has to do. Every single chip from every single camera is slightly different. We no longer have a standard. The 24 patch card gives us, under all conditions, a standard to create a baseline from. The color checker allows me to bring continuity so that I could make the same result on 3 different cameras. An important component to color management is proper white balancing. The main reason for white balancing in the camera as opposed to doing it in the software is a time factor. If I do it in camera with a custom white balance, I'm done when I press the button. The image is imported correctly. When I shoot, it's crucial to capture as much information as possible. Shooting raw is the only way the chip can capture all the information that is available in the scene. The prime reason to shoot raw, I correlate it to buying a Ferrari and driving in first gear. Unless you ever take the Ferrari out of first gear, you never experience what the car can do. Digital, same thing. Buy a camera, and by not shooting raw, you're really not taking advantage of what the camera can truly do. That said, the ColorChecker Passport is also beneficial for JPEG shooters. They can do a custom white balance using the white balance target and thus get it right in camera, if you will, and decrease their processing time in the back end.
Put your hands through your hair.
Passport is ideal for a raw shooter on the simplest level because I can create a base exposure and then I can sync that, if you will, to all my other exposures.
Right there. That's great.
So I'm going to create a camera calibration, quite simple to do. I'm going to select this image. I'm in the library module, and I'm simply going to go and choose export. And I'm going to export it using the ColorChecker Passport. I'm going to give it a name. I choose export. We come back to our images. We see in the develop module that our calibration is chosen. I can now select all the other images from this shoot from this same set of conditions. So let's just go to here, for example, as a test. Select those images. I now choose sync, and all I'm going to sync, I'm going to actually choose check none and then just sync calibration. So now I have a base setting that I can sync from one image to another group of images. I choose synchronize and I apply that calibration to this batch of images. I could in fact apply it to the entire shoot if we didn't change locations and whatnot. But I now have a solid base that I can start from where my image actually truly looks almost exactly like the ColorChecker Passport. If I choose not to build a custom camera calibration, I can still use the enhancement card to warm or cool skin tones. I can use the enhancement card to warm or cool landscapes, and I can still use the color checker to overall neutralize an image. To use this, I'm going to select my white balance selector in the develop module, And specifically, this top row is really designed for portraits to warm them, and the second row is really designed for landscapes. But personally, I actually use all of the different patches for different creative reasons. Let me give you an example here. We use the cooler colors to warm and the warmer colors to cool. So if I want to really warm this image, I can click on this patch, and you'll see if I use the backslash key, you can see clearly the difference. That's the before, that's the after. And I can go to the other side for slightly less of an effect, if you will. And again, before and after. I can take these settings and I can sync these like we did with the calibration to another whole set of images, but it's giving me complete creative control over the ability to warm or cool selectively and to do it with control. So here's an image that's sort of all whacked out in color. And one other very simple way of using the Passport color checker would be to click on our white balance selector tool and then pick the second patch, or white with detail if you will, and by clicking on it I can instantly neutralize the image and of course sync this to another group of images. Actually, just hold it like this and I'm going to go over here. Passport for me is a tool that I really wouldn't travel without, the same way that I wouldn't leave a certain lens at home. It gives me control, it gives me the continuity. Why wouldn't I carry it?